And Eastern North Carolina residents are expressing concerns after a recent social media post about conditions at a historic cemetery. Mayor Morgan spoke to a Hyde County local who took to social media with what she says is a disappointing video that was found at Black Bottom Cemetery in Belhaven. Mayor joins us live now in studio. Hey, good morning, Mayor. There's a lot going on with this story as far as exactly who owns the cemetery and is responsible for fixing it.
Hey Jason, yeah, that's right. Black Bottom Cemetery is the oldest cemetery in town, according to Belhaven officials. The historically black cemetery is overgrown and in some places severely damaged. Records show that the property is broken up into 4 parcels. I worked to speak with each of the owners of those parcels to find out what can be done to better respect the dead.
Old bones, cracked burials, and overgrown tree brush.
My friend and I were not expecting to come and see the grave sites that had caved in, whether it was natural causes. We were even wondering if there was some desecration involved, and just seeing the exposure.
The Black Bottom Cemetery was established in 1907 in the town of Belhaven that came to be in 1899. And in one section in particular is where trees whisper stories of years of apparent neglect. Sarah Page is just one local resident to see the devastating conditions firsthand.
It just kind of felt like these people were forgotten about. We cried.
Town officials say they're doing what they legally can to maintain the area near where the cemetery lies on Old County Road. But they say their hands are tied when it comes to the more extreme damage toward the back of the property because Belhaven does not own it.
We do mow it and do that type of roadside work, but other than that, we don't maintain burials or maintain the cemetery.
Town manager Lynn Davis says the owners of the different sections of the cemetery or parcels are all dead, but they have previously reached out to them and received a limited response. For Belhaven Mayor Ricky Cradle, it is hard to see because of his own connection to the cemetery.
I have family members out there as well. So, I mean, that's where most of the black families went.
Cradle says that past flooding caused major damage to the cemetery and made it difficult to identify remains and return them to the appropriate grave. So who is responsible for this cemetery? It has multiple owners sectioned by parcels. With the help of the Geographic Information System, or GIS, we work to contact the owner of the parcels that have the most extensive damage. Deed records show that the 2 parcels most heavily damaged were sold in 1998 and 2000 by Charles Latham Sr. to Churchwomen United, care of Chester Freeman at 919 Pamlico Street in Belhaven. That property is a home that I went to. Freeman no longer lives there, but I spoke to the owner there now who says she isn't affiliated with Churchwomen United and does not own the cemetery parcel. I've reached out to Churchwomen United in North Carolina. Their president is looking into any ties there might be to the Belhaven chapter of Churchwomen United. Moving forward, those I spoke to say their top priority is to honor the lives laid to rest.
My hope would be that the community and loved ones who have family members buried in the cemetery would come together to create a positive outcome and make improvements that are necessary.
These are people, family that's there, and you know, we would love to see them taken care of, but it's only so much we can do. But we're doing all we can.
We're continuing to explore records and ask questions in hopes of ultimately finding out who is responsible for the section of the cemetery to see if there's any resolution that can be reached for repairs. Jason?
Alrighty, thanks, Merritt. Cradle and Davis say their hope is for someone with the needed resources to take over the property and begin the restoration process.